Yet on the second day of the Nazi occupation of Kyiv, September 20th, 1941, prisoners of war were the first to be shot in Babi Yar. But the first mass execution was carried out here in a week. 752 patients of a nearby psychiatric hospital were killed there. However, the calamity culminated in the 29th and 30th of September. For 2 days, Nazis shot more than 33,000 Jews here. The survivors' descendants gather annually on Ilyenko Street.
To commemorate the killed, they stepped down the path which 80 years ago led Kyiv Jews to the shooting place.
Dina Pronicheva, who survived the tragedy by miracle, later recalled the following: "We entered a long passage between two columns of soldiers. They all had rubber batons or sticks. The blows fell on the passing people. I saw people falling. Some of them remained on the ground, and the crowd walked right over the bodies, trampling them. Everything that was happening made my head drop in the gloom. It seemed that they had injured me, but I already couldn't comprehend anything."
And then she added, "Only one thing hammered in my head: don't fall."
During the first 2 October weeks, 15,000 Jews perished. Several survivors were aided by mined locals. Decades later, these people will be called righteous among nations. Today, those who risked their lives are almost all gone.
My great-grandmother and my grandmother saved 3 different groups of people during the war after Babi Yar started. One of the episodes is when they, together with the rescued woman, came to the police station to testify she is taken from an orphanage and is not of Jewish origin.
The main reason why the Jews of Kyiv did not flee from the Nazis is that they did not realize their real ideology. Until 1941, the Soviet propaganda portrayed Adolf Hitler as a friend of the USSR, making no mention about his crimes. And the day before the start of the executions of Jews, the following posters appeared all over the Kyiv saying:
"All the Jews of the city of Kyiv and its vicinities must appear on Monday, September 29, 1941 at 8 a.m. at the corner of Melnikovskaya and Dokhturovskaya near the cemetery. Take your documents, money, valuables, as well as warm clothes, underwear, etc. with you. Who among the Jews does not comply with this order and is found elsewhere will be shot."
People had no choice.
The Jews believed Stalin, believed Soviet propaganda, believed the radio and the press that Kyiv would never be surrendered. When the shooting began, the plane hovered over the Babi Yar so that the shooting could not be heard.
In 2 weeks, almost the entire Jewish population of Kyiv was exterminated at Babi Yar.
The shootings continued here until the end of 1943. This ravine became a mass grave for Roma, members of underground and resistance, as well as prisoners of the Syrets concentration camp established nearby. In total, over 100,000 people were shot here during the years of occupation. Until now, no one can give the exact figure.
And the attempt of the Soviet leadership to remove the memory of a common human tragedy is even more cynical.
Hitler's regime killed the Jews of Kyiv, and Stalin's regime erased the memory of the Kyiv Jews. The reason for this obscurity of the Babi Yar, in my opinion, lies in 2 dimensions. The first is the regime's anti-Semitism. The second is the disappointment after Israel was established in 1948, and it refused to follow the cooperation line with Stalin's dictatorship.
To hide the truth, Babi Yar was turned into a waste pit for the nearby brick factories. In a couple of years, the ravine got filled up with waste to the brim. In 1961, the dam which held back the residues broke. The waste flow claimed, according to various sources, up to 1,500 lives. Some residents told that this was the dead who took revenge.
Сегодня история Бабьего Яра кажется нереальной. Такое просто невозможно вообразить.
Today, the story of Babi Yar seems fantastic. This is simply impossible to imagine, but they are all here, still. All 100,000 lives, tiny and tall, rich and poor, just people. The memory is short, but the city still remembers everything. Reported by Vadim Kramer, Nick Starkov and Danilo Kobza, UATV News.